Hi Yogi, welcome to my channel. My name is Alina and today we're going to flow through a short 15-minute class that is going to be focused completely on your neck and your shoulders. Some nice yummy stretches. You don't need any props for this class, just your mat and yourself. But before we get started, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below, and if you're looking for longer practices, make sure to check out my website yogawithalina.com. Once you do all that, we're ready to start. I'll see you on the mat in a couple of moments. We're going to start this practice sitting comfortably cross-legged. If you're using any props, you can sit on the block here. If not, the floor is good. And we're just straightening out the spine. We're going to close the eyes and take a couple of moments to bring ourselves into right here, right now, into this practice, and commit for the next 15 minutes or so. Taking this time for ourselves. Notice any sensations, feelings, emotions, thoughts. And then you can start deepening the breath. Creating nice deep inhales and matching them with long, long exhales. We're starting to send the air up and down the back of the throat. We're starting to create a beautiful ocean-like sounds. In and out. Through the nose, the air is traveling up and down the back of the throat. Commit to the breath. Tune into the sound. And when you feel comfortable enough with the breath to add the movement, you can start circling out your head, your neck. Direction doesn't really matter. You can go fast, slow, you can stop at a certain point, or you can keep on going. That is completely up to you. You're simply getting to know your body the way that it is today, right here, right now. And then reverse the direction, other side. No right, no wrong. Again, you know exactly what to do. Listen to yourself. And then find stillness with your head, with your neck. If the hands are not on your knees yet, bring the hands to your knees and then start circling out the upper body. Again, direction doesn't really matter. You can go fast, slow, you can stop at a certain point, you can keep going. Just exploring all that. And then reverse the direction, go into the other side. Articulate your spine, especially the upper portion. Use the breath. Use the breath to guide you through the whole thing. I'm here just to entertain your mind, really. And then we're finding stillness right in the center. And then with me, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center in prayer. Take a moment to set up an intention for the practice. Why are you here? What brought you here? And what is it that's going to keep you here the entire practice? Very personal question. Now with your next inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Hands come down in front of your shins. As you exhale, hips are staying down on the floor. If you're sitting on the proper, move it and press the sit bones against the ground. Lengthen forward, shoulders away from the ears. Neck is super, super long. And then from there, you're going to keep walking the hands further forward, eventually rolling over your knees and coming into your tabletop. Adjust the hands underneath the shoulders. The knees are coming under your hips. And from here with me, inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, push away from the ground and puff up your spine. Let's do it again. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round and curl. Last one, you're going to inhale, open up. And then exhale, round and curl. Hold it for just a second longer than before. The next inhale brings you back to your neutral spine. We're going to bring the knees together, tops of the feet are staying down, and simply sit comfortably back on your heels. Right? It's not a big deal. Just sit back, make sure you're comfortable here. We're going to drop the hips over to the right and bring the knees to face the left side of the mat. So that basically your thighs are parallel to the front edge of the mat right now. And from there, walk the hands forward. You're going to lower the left ear down. Once your left ear is down, bring the arms out into a T, and you're going to stay here. This one is going to start helping you get into your neck a little bit more. Depending on what is happening with your neck today, you might feel it more on the right or the left side. And wherever you feel it, know that it is perfectly great. Also know that the pose is absolutely safe for you to stay here. So just breathe, relax. We're not staying here long. And then keeping the left ear down exactly as it is right now, look towards your right hand. Slide the legs all the way back. You're lowering down on your belly. Once you get down on your belly, the hand that you're looking at, your right hand, is going to slide underneath the right shoulder. And then roll yourself on the back. You're coming to the shoulder stretch, getting into the front of the shoulder. And if that's enough, you're staying here. If you need a little bit more, you can bend the right knee and then scooch the hips forward a bit more. And then maybe lift the left knee up as well. You're using your feet to help you if you're going for that variation. Maybe you don't need to today. You're creating the practice for yourself. Feel the front of the left shoulder. If the legs are bent like mine are, you're going to let it go and straighten the legs all the way forward. And then roll on your back, on your belly. Reach the right hand all the way forward in front of you. Lift the chest up a couple of inches. Bring your left arm underneath the right armpit and lower down on top of your left arm. Right arm goes next to your body. Left ear goes down. Getting into the back of the left shoulder, into the triceps. If you're having trouble feeling it, then check in with the left shoulder. If it drops too far down, you might have gone too far. You want to make sure the shoulders are somewhat parallel to the ground. Basically, you're staying on your belly, not on the side of the body. And we're going to take another breath here. And exhale, let it go. The next inhale, lift the chest up a little bit. Create a big circle with your right hand and bring the right arm all the way to the left. You're creating a huge cross underneath your body. Then lower the forehead down. If you need to, tuck the toes under and push yourself forward a bit more. Make sure that cross is not under your neck and you still can comfortably breathe. But it's also not underneath your belly. You want the arms to be under your chest. And then the body, again, is parallel to the ground. Your shoulders are parallel to the ground. You're staying here, widening the space between the shoulder blades. And you're going to feel both shoulders left a bit more than right, just because we've already worked on it. We're going to reverse that in just a couple of moments. Taking another breath here or so. Good. And then inhale is going to lift you up. You're going to release the arms by your sides. Take a moment, lower the forehead down. And we're simply going to push ourselves back, coming into back where we started. Tabletop, and then knees are coming together. Sit comfortably back on your heels. Take a moment, checking in. This is how we go to the other side. Not a big deal, right? Not that hard. We're going to drop the hips over to the left this time around and bring the knees to face the right side of the room. Your thighs are again parallel to the front edge of the mat. Keep it that way and walk the hands forward. You're going to lower the right ear down. Once your right ear is down, hands are going to straighten out towards the sides of the room. You're looking towards your left hand. Stay here. Remember that the pose is safe, the stretch is safe. See if you can relax your body. Basically, this is just your twist. It's that you're on your belly, and this is why you're feeling your neck a little bit more than usual. But the essence of it is a twist. You're just twisting your spine. Let's take another breath here. Good, and then keep the right ear down. Nothing has changed there. You're just sliding the legs back to lower down on your belly. And then that left hand that you're looking at, it's going to slide underneath the left shoulder, and you're going to use the left hand to roll yourself on top of the right arm. Try to keep the right ear down on the floor. If this is enough of a stretch, if this is enough of a shoulder opener for you, then you're staying here. If you need a bit more left foot steps behind the right, you're going to scooch the hips forward a little bit more, and then maybe bend the right leg as well and step the foot down. You're creating this one for yourself. Make sure that you're not experiencing any pain. Shoulder joints are not that big, so we don't really need to go super far for us to feel it. And shoulder mobility is an active issue for a lot of people. So if you're working on mobility, then probably the first variation is going to be enough today. Or if you had a shoulder day yesterday. Then from there, if the knees are bent like mine are, straighten them out. We're moving on to the next one. We're rolling all the way back on the belly, and in the process, reach the left arm forward. You're going to lift the chest up and slide the right arm underneath your left armpit. Lower down on your belly. Make sure the right shoulder doesn't drop too far down. And then your left hand is going to come next to the left hip. Right ear goes down. Let it go. Remember to breathe. We're getting the shoulder ready for whatever is next to happen. And no surprises there. You've already done these poses on the other side. Let's take another breath here. Good. And with your next inhale, lift the chest up a little bit. Keep the right arm as it is. Create a big circle with your left arm. You're going to reach the left arm over to the right, creating a huge cross underneath your body. If you need to tuck the toes under and push yourself forward a bit more, making sure that cross is not underneath your neck and you can still breathe. Choking you is definitely not one of my intentions for this practice, so make sure that it's not what's happening. And then relax your body as much as you can. These poses are pretty deep, but we're not holding them for long, so you can afford to let go. Trust the practice, trust the process. We're going to take another moment here, so. Good, and then inhale, lift the chest up. You're going to release this huge cross that you had with your arms and lower the forehead down. And then from there, you're going to push yourself back again. We're sitting back on the heels, or you can stop at a tabletop, because essentially we're meeting in the tabletop when you feel ready to get there. Just take a few moments, maybe a couple of movements, cat-cows, you know what to do. And then we're meeting in the tabletop with the shoulders over the wrist, the knees underneath your hips. And the hips are going to stay on top of the knees just like they are right now. Walk the hands forward and lower the forehead down. Now, if that's okay for your shoulders right now, then you're staying here. If you already feel it, that this is the pose. If you need more, the chin goes down to the floor. Maybe even your chest, but don't push it too far. And we'll take a deep inhale. Exhale, chest is sinking closer to the ground. One more time, inhale. And exhale down. The next inhale, slide yourself forward, coming into Sphinx pose. The hips are going down to the floor. You're going to take a few moments and then pull the chest through the arms, opening the heart, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Imagine you're doing those cat-cows. Push away from the ground, separate the shoulder blades, and bring the chin closer to your chest. Once you do that, lift the forearms off the ground, clasp the hands behind your head, behind the base of your head, and pull the chin closer to your chest. That's going to release the back of your neck a bit more. Good, and we're gonna let it go. Lower the hands back down to the floor. Lower the forehead down and then simply roll on your back. I didn't come up with any fancy transition for this one, so you're just rolling on your back and you're scooching yourself back to the center of the mat. Good, and just a couple of moments before we wrap, or just a couple of movements before we wrap in this practice. Bring the knees into your chest, take a nice big hug. And we're gonna straighten the legs up to the ceiling. Hands are by your sides. If you want, you can stay in this pose for a little bit longer. These next couple of poses are a bit more advanced. If they're not speaking to you today, then stay with the legs up the wall. Very restorative, very feel-good pose. Just be there. If you're going with me, if you're trying, lift the hips up and send the feet over your head, coming into plow. We're getting into our shoulders a bit deeper by clasping the hands, and see if you can straighten the arms towards the back corner or back edge of the mat. Walk the shoulder blades under a bit more. Good, and if you're still with me, you're gonna bend the knees around the ears. Knees don't have to touch the floor. They might, but they don't have to. And then unclasp the hands, grab the outer blades of your feet and pull the knees closer to your shoulders. One of my favorite upper back stretches as of recently, one of my favorite neck stretches. It is very deep. You'll feel the heating sensation going down the spine. Let that happen. Remember about the breath. Beautiful job. And we're simply going to roll ourselves out of it. Rolling straight into our Shavasana, into final posture of the practice. If you're staying with the legs up the wall, just lower the feet down and straighten them towards the back corners of the mat. Let's take a deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Let this be enough for the practice. I really encourage you to stay in this for another 3 to 5 minutes, just to let the body take in everything you just did. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, Yogi. I hope you enjoyed it. From my heart to yours, namaste.